Goodbye, my half-brother.
Goodbye. How's it going, everyone? Doc here with Eyes Wide Shot Gaming, and in today's video, we're going to go over the upcoming release of Mechs and the changes to guns, as well as the vehicles that we will be seeing soon in HellDivers 2. Don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date on all news, information, and updates regarding HellDivers 2, as well as many, many other games. We are well on our way to 1,000 subscribers. Why not help us in joining the Eyes Wide Shot Gaming community? The fires of war rage on against both the Terminids and the Automatons, rendering us in a two-front endeavor. We have been holding both Planet Heed and Angel, but that is subject to change with the emotions of our GM Joel throughout the day. But alas, we have found some solace in our endless crusade with the knowledge of the upcoming release of the Mechs. These XO-45 Patriot Tien Quan Factories Mechs, equipped with a minigun and a missile launcher, are hopefully the turning tide in this conflict, and we pray will allow us to engage the automatons more head-on. But with the release of these mechs, it begs the question if along with them something bigger, much bigger, will be getting released. Something that requires us to use these mechs to fight. Only time will tell. Until then, we can take our time learning on which weapon setup we can use, as well as stratagem setups to apply in order to have the best and most successful turnaround during each hell dive. As far as weapon changes goes, we can apply all the damage numbers and see where it takes us. Currently, as it stands, the best primary weapon we can use is the SG-225 Breaker Shotgun. With its superior damage and rate of fire, we can mow down almost any enemy that comes in contact with us, with a secondary weapon slot being the P19 Redeemer Pistol. This weapon is an upgraded automatic version of our default starting pistol, the P2 Peacekeeper. The current setup I use that allows me to comfortably dive into suicide missions and higher is the SG-225 Breaker, the P19 Redeemer Pistol, starting default grenades, followed by the top 4 stratagems I use, those being Railgun, along with the Energy Shield, an Orbital Railgun Strike, and the 4th stratagem is interchangeable, so I choose either the 500 kilogram bomb or the Gatling Strike, depending on the mission that is. But with the mass amount of changes coming to our gear, we must start seeking alternatives to what we are used to. The meta is changing and we have to adapt to it. The current standing changes, as we know, are as follows. Breaker Shotgun receives decreased magazine capacity from 16 to 13, increased recoil from 30 to 55. Railgun now has decreased armor penetration, decreased damage against durable enemy parts. Flamethrower finally gets an increase to damage per second by 50%. Laser Cannon has increased damage against durable enemy parts, increased armor penetration, and improved ergonomics. The Punisher, thankfully, has increased total ammo capacity from 40 to 60, increased stagger force, increased damage from 40 per bullet to 45 per bullet. Breaker Spray and Pray gets increased armor penetration, increased fire rate from 300 to 330, increased number of pellets from 12 to 16 per shot, and decreased magazine size from 32 to 26. Now let's look at the changes for stratagems. Energy Shield Backpack gets nerfed with increased delay before recharging. 380mm and 120mm orbital barrages both get increased duration of the bombardment, but decreased spread. With just these changes, we can see that it's time to explore and experiment a different playstyle altogether. Aside from the changes to our stratagems and weapons, we also see many fixes that are coming to HellDivers, those being as follows. Fixed armor rating values, not reducing damage as intended, fixed certain bug holes including stalker nests that were unnecessarily hard to destroy, fixed anti-aliasing toggle not working on PlayStation 5, balanced lighting across all planets to solve cases where the game was just too dark, improved flashlight efficacy, increased visibility during sand rain weather on Errata Prime, updated tutorial materials and lighting, improved cases where some materials could look blurry if lighting graphic setting was set to low, fixed timing issue that could occur in the Extract E710 primary objective, changed button interaction behavior for buttons in bunker POIs, HellDivers will now let go of the button after holding it for a few seconds. Fix some cases of large assets floating if the ground beneath them was blown up. HellDivers standing next to ICBMs during launch will get properly toasty with a chance of not so spontaneous combustion. Fixed unthrowable snowballs after ragdolling. Fixed being able to use grenades after drowning. Camera no longer locked on player's own corpse and blocking spectator mode. HellDivers now take damage from fire, gas, etc. generated by other players. And last but not least, armor no longer stretches when dismembered. Arrowhead Game Studios developers seem to be hard at work continuing to perfect their work and polish up this diamond of a video game. With all these changes, upgrades, and fixes coming to the game, we can't overlook the add-ons that the developers are creating, such as the planetary hazards. We can now look forward not only to engaging in a near, never-ending skirmish against these Terminids and Automaton, but also a surfeit of planetary hazards. These are additional environmental challenges that will appear at random while you are deployed, from fire tornadoes to meteor showers and many, many more. Overall, we can all shout out a big thank you to Arrowhead Game Studios for their continued allegiance not only to their game that is shattering records, but also to the community that they obviously keep a close eye and ear out for. As always, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and until next time, so long.